guys, welcome back to another episode of Disillusioned Plays Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. We're back again for another episode. Last time, we saw that Ron Delight took the stand and made a hash job of answering Phoenix's questions and tried to dodge them at every opportunity.
Unsurprisingly.
Yep, there was a lot
Or answer them in an incriminating fashion, which just made things worse.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
But did progress the plot at least.
It did. We didn't have any back and forth, which is nice. Yes. It turns out he revealed that he was wearing his Mask Star Damask costume on the night when he visited KB Security, and that he did stuff the body in the safe, to which the judge was very shocked.
Indeedy.
So before we get back to quizzing Ron on the next set of questions, I'm Sarah.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Taylor.
Awesome, so introductions done, and let's jump back in.
Let's jump in. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Ah yes, those circumstances
yes,
that we don't know.
I guess, yes, when we last left it, we had no idea what they're talking about, and yeah.
Yep, they know, but we don't.
So now, in a second, we're no doubt going to have to present some piece of evidence and not have a freaking clue what to present.
We've lost the context.
It could be one of those
yes.
situations. Just try everything and see what sticks.
Cool. Well, let's play the guessing game.
So, Maya?
Under those circumstances? What circumstances? Oh. Hey, Nick, if you think his behaviour was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show us just what those circumstances were? You mean actually do what the game suggests? What the game wants you to do?
They're being too vague.
That's it. I'll take a look at the court record and present some evidence.
Great help, guys. Great help.
Splendid.
So hang on. So wait. So Mask Star Damask.
Okay, so unusual circumstances / behavior.
Oh, that was it. It was because Ron specified that it took him 10 minutes to stuff Kane Bullard's body in the safe. He had trouble with his cape, but Nick's like, wait, 10 minutes? That's
10 minutes
kind
seems
of
an
not
awful long
normal
time.
behaviour when you found somebody who's dead. And the buzzer went off at 1:02 a.m. So you'd think he'd have been shocked and run away, not try and stuff a dead body in a safe.
Oh, so the buzzer is why he was surprised then, I guess. He went in at 1 o'clock.
I guess
he found the body on the floor.
So.
Then the buzzer went off at 1:02, and wait, no, but that would make him want to leave, wouldn't it? Not take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Would it? Would it make you take 10 minutes because the buzzer went off, so it was like, oh crap, I'd best hide the body and then leave, do you think? Rather than just get out of there.
But the thing is, it could have been Kane that somebody set the alarm off.
Well, don't
but
forget.
There's no fingerprints on it, so somebody was wearing gloves. Or somebody must have been wearing gloves to set it off.
But that could have been, because his Mask Star Damask
yeah.
costume does have gloves on it, though.
Yeah, either Ron's done it himself, or the murderer actually did it before he left. And maybe Ron was knocked unconscious for a bit. I don't know, because he was knocked out for a
I
bit.
can see why. It's the whole why would he take 10 minutes though? Because having the alarm going would suggest that. Leave.
Here's assuming Sarah's theory of the crime is correct, right? Ron walks in, gets punched by the totally mysterious person whose identity we most certainly don't know by the silhouette.
Yeah.
He gets knocked unconscious. In that time... Oh, wait a minute. So... But Atmey probably took his costume, didn't he?
Atmey was the one who took
the
urn.
brooch... So... Wait, hold up. So... If he was knocked out and Atmey took his costume... That would also probably cause him to panic, right? If he's been taken out of his Mask Star Damask costume, that would also probably make him panic. But so, Atmey knocks him out. Atmey kills Bullard.
Well, no, he can't have been taken out of his costume, because otherwise how would he get the cape stuck in the safe?
I suppose that's true.
Yeah, because, that's puzzling, because there was no sort of suggestion there was a cape at the scene of the crime.
Well, he might have opened the safe again.
So then, Atmey knocks him out, kills Bullard, hits the alarm, because Atmey also wears gloves. Ron wakes up, panics because he realizes the button's been hit, because it makes like a really loud blaring thingy-madoodle,
Yes.
and then immediately tries to panic and hide the body. So I would guess it's probably the buzzer record then.
Yeah, I mean, even if... Oh, actually, yeah, I suppose Atmey wouldn't have been... If he wasn't in the Mask costume, he wears gloves anyway in his normal outfit. So, yeah, there's no fingerprints on it, but someone's obviously touched it to set it off.
Well,
so they've got to be wearing gloves.
Maybe Maya's going to give us a clue. Maybe.
Maybe. We heard this from Mr. Delight yesterday, didn't we?
There's not much in this testimony either.
I bet you he's still hiding something.
I wouldn't be surprised. We'll just have to draw it out of him.
I just hope he doesn't make things any more complicated.
Oh.
Don't worry, he almost assuredly will.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, remember being dazed.
I'd have been killed when I came to. Mr. Bullard was like, okay.
Hit the body in the save.
So here.
I mean, I certainly.
So the record? Yeah, the buzzer record. Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of.
Oh yeah.
There we
it
go.
is. Oh, where's my paper? Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record that was printed out on a dot matrix printer?
Well, I mean, it's quite common. And what might this be?
The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once, at 1:02 a.m.
What?
If Mr. Ron Delight truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way, assuming it hadn't been Larry who was off doing something he shouldn't have been, but I'm not going to mention that because it's not relevant.
Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building.
He worked as a security
not true.
guard.
He was the security chief. Yep. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security.
So in your face.
There's no way he wouldn't have known about them.
But what's the word? I object.
Coffee metaphor.
However,
Coffee metaphor.
what if the security team had been installed after he left the company? How'd you like them apples? Or should I say, how'd you like that roast?
How'd you like them
Mr.
coffee
Trite?
beans? Oh, there we go.
Objection. But as it turns out, the guard never came.
That was nothing more than a coincidence. And a lack of competence.
Phoenix,
Jesus.
you kind of let your
The fact that the
personal
guard was a-
feelings get in the way.
The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser
Hey, watch what you're saying about me, pal!
who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend
Phoenix,
Hey,
I would
they
be
were-
quiet now.
They were just friends!
and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known. And that beeping sound was the bus that was backing over Larry after Phoenix threw him under.
Ha! Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off.
Yeah, okay, but unless he's deaf.
That's not true. This buzzer is extremely loud. There is no way he could have ignored something like that.
It's almost like Godot's on the back foot here.
He's reaching.
If
Reaching.
he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
As in, not awake at the time. Nope.
Fine. Let's hear your theory.
Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious? So, he fainted?
Yep, that's generally the idea.
The opposite of conscious? But what is the opposite of conscious?
I am unconfused.
I'm confused.
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded.
It makes perfect unsense.
And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body.
So, what are you trying to say?
Mr. Delight was knocked out, and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious...
I mean, stranger things have happened. We have talked to a parrot.
That is true. It can only mean there was another person in that room, other than the dead body.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Shock horror.
That's right! Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer.
Da, da, da.
Order in the court! Mr. Wright, this is...
Objection.
I can't... This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight. It's the one who... Sorry, Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullard.
Then who pressed the buzzer?
It was... the victim, of course.
Nope, no fingerprints.
He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button.
Phoenix! No! Come on! You know!
So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself? What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
I
No
need
fingerprints.
to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene. But how?
Phoenix, engage your brain!
Can I prove that it wasn't
Can
him?
I prove that
I
it
can-
wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer?
I can prove
I
it,
can
all right.
prove it, all right.
Oh,
The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor.
you suck.
This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer.
The buzzer.
The buzzer.
The buzzer itself.
I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
Wait, but that is the buzzer itself. How can that possibly be
What?
evidence?
What?
It's like
This appears to be some kind of spherical depression device that emits a
Spherical?
signal when it is pressed?
it's like a sphere button. What kind of button's that? it's like a I don't know. Just like a joystick that you push inwards. Like an arcade joystick. I'm just trying to think of a spherical button.
The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not.
What?
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth.
The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
I love
Oh,
like
Phoenix.
I love
See,
Nick.
you're not
Nick-
the only one that can speak cryptically, Godot.
I just love, yeah, like Nick being a smartass, and it's just like really weird. It's just like-
No, I'm the one who's clueless. You could say that I am unclued in.
This button has no fingerprints on it. I could have just said that, but it wouldn't have been as funny.
I wanted to.
If
be an
Mr.
ass.
Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally, he would have left his fingerprints behind.
Objection.
Ron Delight obviously wiped him off.
Oh, God.
Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment.
He touched that button, I know he did.
This is like the longest string of objections I've seen going back
Yes.
and forth between the two.
But it's really petty as well, though. That's the thing. It's mega petty with
The
no
defendant,
evidence.
Mr. Delight, was... Sorry?
I said it's really petty with no evidence.
Yeah.
The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask Star to Mask.
Because I can tell you one thing. Franziska von Karma would not have stood for this.
No.
She would have whipped his face before he could say anything.
Foolish fools.
Well, she would have thought ahead and left a trap for him. This is just silly.
And Mask Star to Mask always wears gloves.
Just
Wait,
like
Phoenix, how
another
are
guy
you?
we know.
What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button for your fingerprints?
Order, order, order! Ha! It would seem. I've been forced to eat crow.
I wonder what blend number crow coffee flavored it.
Crow coffee flavored.
Just lick this crow. Tastes like coffee.
Shout out to Crow Tree Coffee, which is actually a
Yes!
very good coffee roaster.
It is.
Coffee blend.
It is. Darkwoods,
blend.
check them out.
Darkwoods.
Check them
Yes.
out.
Of Yorkshire.
I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is.
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer?
To frame the...
To frame
Shouldn't
Rob.
they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger?
Phoenix?
Mm.
Phoenix!
What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? Huh. It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks.
They're onto you, Nick.
Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right?
Taylor.
Oh, whoops.
It me.
It Maya.
Maya.
Oops.
It's okay. I was like,
I mean,
oh.
it still works, Nick saying it. But...
Yeah, I was kind of baffled that it changed. But anyway, yeah.
Yes, because Nick's collecting his thoughts and Maya is saying this to him in his mind.
Yes.
Like he's
In
talking,
his brain.
In his brain, he's chatting with Maya about it.
Yeah. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right?
The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer.
Yeah, it was really obnoxious as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Remember?
was.
Yes,
Even-
it was.
Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed.
Security was supposed to respond.
But wasn't Mr. Butts on duty and he was too busy talking to his girlfriend or something?
Yeah.
You know what this might mean, Pete, is that Larry's going to be called to the stand.
No. Well, if he does, I think we'll probably just end it early and be like, right, well, that's the episode. We'll never know what happened. Next one. Next trial.
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well, then.
Ho, ho. So you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent. I like that in an opponent.
It's really hard to say in an opponent like that.
In an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
They didn't mean to.
Find
To
out
call the
what it did.
security.
To call the security
Or
guard,
to
yeah.
find
Yeah.
out what it did. To call the security guard. Are we sure? Let's do a safety save anyway. Oh, actually, I can do it here now, I guess. Don't need it.
No, it was clear to see what it did. I mean,
Well,
Ooh, what does this button do?
oh,
Dee
Diddy!
what are you
The
doing?
killer knew that if
Dare you?
sorry.
the killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
What? Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
I've
Well,
just
he sure
frightened the
didn't
cat
call
away.
him to dinner, Your Honor.
I
I was
love
going to
that.
ask him on a date.
I feel bad, but I just my extreme judge just frightened the cat away.
Aw.
He was just here, like just sticking her head in my slippers, which is really weird. And then I just started doing the judge's voice, and she's like, oh, and scurried off into the kitchen.
Aw.
Bless. She's okay.
Yes, although as it turned out, he never showed up.
Because he was getting his clock clean.
Whoa! Careful how
Yeah,
you say
sorry.
that.
My brain was in a bad place right then.
A naughty place.
I was like, wait, because
What?
I
He was
know
getting his clock
I
cleaned.
know I said clock.
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
know.
just like, my head was like, have I just said that wrong?
Yeah. Did he? Is
I
that?
thought it was his girlfriend, but because he was getting his clock
That's
cleaned at
guys.
the time.
It's an expression. Getting your clock clean means you've gotten hit in the face.
Oh,
Have you ever heard
yes.
that before?
No, that's
No,
because
I've just heard being punched in the clock.
I
but
guess
not
it's
clock
because
clean.
we're not Americans.
No,
No, it's like saying if you say I'm gonna clean your clock, that just kind of means you're gonna like beat somebody up.
Nope, not heard of that one.
Yeah, no. People say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna punch you in the clock," but yeah, clock clean is not a term.
I've never heard it. I'm gonna punch you in the clock.
So what
you
Larry
not?
was actually
Oh.
doing was he was dragging his grandfather clock to have it cleaned when he
Well-
got punched.
Well, the thing is if you recall as well, that Larry made a clock.
Oh god, that's going way back to the beginning.
He did in fact. No, he
What, a
did make
clock?
the clock. It was given to him, wasn't he?
Yeah.
No, he made it.
He made the thinker, didn't he?
Larry made them. He made one for
Oh,
himself and
that's
one
right.
for
Well,
his girlfriend.
at the time,
That's right.
and she
Yeah.
was brutally murdered with it.
Yeah, she was murdered with his clock, which
Whoa.
then like implicated him.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, partially. I
yeah,
don't know,
because he was getting his
But
clock
no,
cleaned at
this
the time.
this is a euphemism for getting
Face.
punched in the face.
not
Okay.
genitals.
For any non-American viewers.
Which
Okay.
also, yes, not genitals either. Which, thank goodness. Yes, he was getting his face cleaned at the time. His face beaten.
Yes, pummeled.
Gulp, 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 gulp. Ha! What a touching story. He must really like his
What?
clock. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in?
Godot, really?
No.
What a complete
No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer.
Who we really don't know who
Luke
it is.
Atmey. And Luke Atmey, the real killer. Wait, sorry, I meant to say the third
I believe
person.
you
I just,
mean Luke Atmey.
I just keep picturing Luke Atmey in my mind when I think about it. That's all. I guess we are in Phoenix's mind right now, aren't we? So
His mind palace.
he's just picturing Luke Atmey. Atmey.
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight.
And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think I was the murderer.
That's the most useful thing you said
Yes,
so far.
that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder, which admittedly he didn't help his case in by then hiding the body in a safe afterwards, but we're not going to dwell on that right now. Why would you take a sip of the coffee only then to spit it out?
It's the fact that he sort of like sits there and is like,
Okay, I'm just gonna calmly sip my coffee. This
He
is a
just
nice
suddenly
blend. This is a
realised.
nice blend. This is a nice blend. This is so tasty. Oh my goodness! I didn't think it would hit me, but it did. Order! 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 It would seem
My vase is broken again.
I've been made to eat my words once again.
Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee.
is that supposed to be a reference to cupping? Tasting the
What?
coffee?
No.
I think.
No.
No. Like a spit take is like in a
Oh.
cartoon, right? Where, you know, the person is surprised and then spits out
And they
whatever they
go all over the
Oh wow!
place.
So Maya was just quite literally just describing what he did, and
Yes.
wasn't really making a joke.
Yes.
She was just literally describing
Yes.
what.
literally
No.
describing what he
It's
did.
not
Yes.
not a euphemism or anything.
No, not
I
this
see.
time.
Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it who tried to frame me? Wait a second.
Shut up.
I'm the one and only mask star to
Shut up,
mask.
shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Nick, you mean the real killer is?
Oh, here we go.
We're going to drag that person in here.
Uh-oh.
Right,
We're
it's
just not going to
convenient.
say his name.
It's convenient because he's next door.
Yes. But who is it?
I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. Think back to the silhouette that keeps popping up in the flashback.
Of my mind that no one else can see.
The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So, the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright.
After this quick safety save.
It was Larry.
Larry.
Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of Kane Bullard?
Right, well, I think we've got our criminal right here. Boom.
It's the golden statue.
Yep.
She was so angry about being moved to cover up the paint stain that she
It
came to
was.
life.
It was
The spirit of Amy.
I was just about to say the spirit came back, possessed the statue, and she took revenge on the wrong person.
Or no, the spirit possessed Ron Delight.
Well, yes.
And, yeah. Anyway, so obviously it was Nick.
Yep.
Kane Bullard himself.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
Detective Luke Atmey. He's the only one who could have done it.
Pete's
Ace
distracted.
Detective?
Luke Atmey?
You mean Mask Star Damask did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Mask Star Damask at all.
What?
He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard.
Conjecture. Order, order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. Unless it's on a Sunday. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment. It's with a capital
Please
P.
remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. I know it's hard.
Well, none of us can remember, can we? Oh god, the face.
When Luke Atmey confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom.
Of course.
That's the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail right there.
Yes.
probably.
The famous detective was unmasked as well. Mask Star Damask.
Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty?
That's the wrong crime.
Mask Star Damask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Mask Star Damask was Luke Atmey's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict? As an alibi?
Oh, my heart can't take it anymore.
Oh, my stars and garters!
You know, it's almost time. For what?
For what?
For Luke Atmey's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial, after all. If we're gonna stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course, that's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Mr.
Crud.
Luke Atmey's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Uh-oh.
am I really sure about this?
I think obviously yes.
Huh! A bet's only good when your life's the ante.
Mr. Wright, I believe in you.
Mr. Delight. That really doesn't mean anything to me.
So please, I'm begging you.
Thanks, but
But I'm screwed. Thanks, but I'm screwed.
my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this?
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
Phoenix.
Oh no. The voices are back.
The hallucination.
Huh? What was that?
Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust.
The path of trust. Not to be confused with the path of God.
No.
That voice. It sounds like Mia.
And then he looks to his right, and there she is,
Yeah.
in Pearl's body.
No, Pearl's not there.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
She returned
Oh,
as
she's
Mia.
just come back.
She's
Yeah.
ninja run back, you see.
Yeah.
Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess.
So that I can try and work out what to say.
Ah, so that's your answer, huh? Very well. I've decided as well that you're rubbish and I'm not going to. We're not doing it. This court will now take a 20-minute recess so that I can watch my soaps.
Oh boy, I really hope the other trial doesn't get a verdict in that in that time.
Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atmey to the stand.
Wow, we didn't actually have to produce evidence anyway.
Oh, what? What the? What?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, presumably, we'll have to present the evidence when he's on the stand.
Right.
Yeah, and make ourselves
But
not
it sounded
look
like it was
idiots.
like, right, we need evidence now before we go and like.
To make the case to stop the trial, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, here he
Oh,
is.
it's Winston.
Well, Sir Detective Atney.
I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly.
Oh no, Sir Detective Atney. You were the one who... I hope my sentence isn't interrupted. Oh, Jesus!
Wow.
That's enough. This court sees
So
no
what they've
reason
done,
to
right, is
further
they didn't
prolong
want
this
to, like,
trial.
I like his hair.
They didn't want to change the whole model for the judge, right? So they've just cropped out his face and kept the beard the same.
Oh my goodness. What is
He
that
looks
hair?
he looks a bit like Will Powers in his face.
Yeah, he does a bit.
Yeah, this court sees no reason to further prolong this trial.
What accent
When
is
did
that?
Gumshoe become a judge?
Like you say, this court sees no reason to further prolong this trial.
Oh, there we go.
It's like a Tony Blair.
Yes.
There you go.
This court finds the defendant, Luke Atmey.
Wait!
Objection.
Hold it!
Oh, there it is. Oh, wait! Don't hand down your verdict! Yeah, please!
When did Gumshoe get there?
Oh, bother. Well, well, Sir Lawyer. Welcome to my courtroom.
Who is this Jose?
That face.
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law.
I'll take the case.
Oh, I could have done him as like Mentok, the Mind Taker. I could have done.
And I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atmey. Accusation? You accuse Mask Star to Mask. That man is not Mask Star to Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
Oh.
Sweaty face.
Oh. Pish
Tish.
posh.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Fiddlesticks.
Oh, crumbs. I was just about to hand down the verdict and everything.
I still want to know, by the way, if he was supposed to have dressed up as Mask Star to Mask, how did he fit his nose underneath the
Well,
mask?
well, the nose is just cartilage, right? He just folded it
He squished it.
upwards.
That's right. I think we discussed this. He folded
folded
it upwards.
It had to go upwards, because otherwise it would come through the mouth hole. He folded it upwards, so it went up like between his eyes.
That, or he just has a normal nose and he just likes to use prosthetics.
He has like a
to have
false.
an
He has a
impressive
false nose.
You know what they say about a man with a large nose.
The nose knows. Nose.
You know what they say about
Nose,
men
nose.
with large noses, large tissues.
Oh, dear.
Sorry.
Why are you saying sorry? That was funny.
That was a good one.
And I wasn't rude. My sis?
I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice.
So then...
That or the lack of sleep and
Oh.
excess of coffee is just.
I was
making
gonna
me
say, yeah.
hallucinate.
What
Yeah.
it is Nick is just going completely crazy.
So then, she's still alive? Inside your heart? Nicky boy!
Oh, Ms. Delight.
Is it true that Detective is the real killer?
To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it.
But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atmey want to kill Kane Bullard?
I'm sure we'll find out.
Oops! It's almost time! Better get back to the courtroom and try to figure out my excuses en route.
We'll work out the details in court. It's just like the best place.
I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later.
Hey, pal, guess what? I got some evidence for you that'll conclusively prove him guilty.
Yeah, I had it in my coat pocket all this time,
And it's
but I
like-
just didn't realize.
But then it's like, oh, I could have swore I just heard Gumshoe's voice. He looks around. There's nobody there. He imagined it.
Am I
Not
going to
this
say-
time, pal. Shuffle. Not this time, pal. Ain't happening. Now then, this court. Now that I've quickly grown my beard back and shaved my hair and dyed it back grey, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atmey, please take the stand.
Of course. Well, how do you do, sir lawyer?
You should see the grin Sarah has on her face anytime you do his voice. It's
I
really
love
funny.
it.
She has this grin.
I just love it.
It is good. It is good. Oh,
I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly.
Really? That's kind of my whole thing. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask Star Damask. Smug.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid even the great Luke Atmey has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning.
and it's now 10 minutes past 10.
I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask Star Damask?
Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example.
Oh, so that is
Yeah.
the red diamond.
Ah.
Oh, it doesn't look like a diamond now, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It just looks like costume jewelry.
I was gonna say, it just looks like a cheap costume ring.
Well, because what they didn't want to draw the facets for a diamond, so they just
Yeah.
it could have been a ruby or anything else. Anyway,
Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. which you'll notice I'm wearing on my middle finger and not my ring finger because I don't adhere to norms.
Not to mention that then, when I flip the bird at you, you can see the diamond.
It makes for a better striking surface for the Atmey fighting style.
It sparkles with pizzazz.
So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask Star Damask.
Of course.
See, I feel like, to be honest, that, like, his character design having the big nose is also done to kind of highlight how absurd this idea is.
Yeah.
Because obviously, again, the fact that Mask Star Damask has a completely flat mask.
Yeah.
So. Very well then. Luke Atmey, let us begin with this
I'm
simple...
sorry, sir, that was incorrect.
Silence! Insolent welch. Whelp, rather. Not welch.
Welch. That was a combination of whelp and wench.
Yes. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered.
That
Where?
wasn't a question.
Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks. All right, Mr. Atmey. The night of the murder. Speak.
I am not some dog for you to command.
We're
Address
all-
me with the proper tone befitting of an ace detective, or I shall smash that porcelain mug across your head and scatter the coffee across your face. I mean, don't talk to me like that.
Speak. We're all ears.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor.
Sir Prosecutor. Prosecutors.
I was stealing the urn as Mask Star Damask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. Almost as easy as being a defense attorney. Hey! A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Mask Star Damask was the same time as the murder.
But it was an hour out.
Well, he could manipulate the timestamp. That's one thing he could do.
Was that proven before?
It was in like the first sort of half of all of this.
What, that he could change it?
Yeah, it was like certain things
Check
he couldn't.
the court record.
But it could have just been what he said.
Because I know, like, if I recall, it was an hour out, wasn't it? I could have swore there was something about it being an hour. Maybe I'm just confusing cases again. I'm good at that.
I know that, like, with the computer, like, all the stuff was, like, from Lordley Taylor, but the program he wrote on the computer was the only thing he could potentially change.
Right.
But I think it was just mentioned in the trial.
It seems the main point of discussion here will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well.
Wait.
Or is it the
Wait.
Wait,
statue?
as a...
When he dropped
Yeah,
2
the
weeks,
statue.
She also knocked over some paint.
What's it say
So
on the
she
statue?
hadn't moved the...
Broken and repaired.
Then replaced it and... Oh, so it couldn't have been taken that night, right? Because...
She put the statue
she-
over it.
Yeah.
She
she
moved
put the statue over it the night of.
to hide. Yeah, to hide it.
Yeah.
Yes. So that, like, so the people of Karine Village or anyone coming to see the exhibit wouldn't see the
Yeah.
mess. Yep, there we go. Yay. Okay.
Even the great mask-star Damask cannot be in 2 places at once. Unless I use my shadow clone jutsu, but I prefer not to do that.
Well, no, it's like you said, he can't be in 2 places at once because he wasn't there at that time. That photo is perhaps on a different day.
Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive.
Hold it.
Unfortunately, Mr. Atmey, we still have to do your cross-examination.
A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool.
Who minds? That is my love.
Franziska von Karma.
I'm going to say, when did he speak? Yeah, he's just like quoting her.
That's a trademark of
It is
Franziska
my,
von Karma.
it is my favorite book.
I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick.
The only thing that's full of it is his alibi.
A foolish fool is too foolish to know when his foolish thoughts have foolishly led him astray like a fool. So, okay, so then...
Right, so that's the point of contention.
Yeah.
We need to prove that it wasn't the same time.
About the camera that took this photograph.
Oh, come now, it's all too clear what you're thinking.
Huh?
You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you?
I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by a Lordly Taylor.
Oh.
And on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data.
Oh, okay then.
Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. I see.
It looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious.
So this alibi is false?
It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security.
But not really spotting anything unusual.
There are 2 possibilities. Either the mask-star Damask in this photo is a fake, or the photo itself is.
It's the photo itself. But
Yeah.
like, so, hang on. I wonder if...
Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to
We may,
present...
we may press we might have to press others, but I wonder if we also knocked over some paint. Because
I mean, you can see the paint marks, or unless you want to have to present the photo, and then it'll ask, what's wrong with the photo?
maybe. Carried into the basement warehouse the day of the crime, moved again that night.
So yeah, it only arrived on the day of.
Yeah, the thing is yeah, it's not saying that, oh yes, there's something wrong with it. I wonder if we need to press the other things anyway, just to kind of get the dialogue.
Oh, we
to
could have a
change.
look, yeah.
I'm gonna go through them backwards because I'm annoying.
So, by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct?
Yes, the photograph. Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
The very thing that proves you committed the crime.
Here we go.
When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all have days like that. Like sometimes I forget which coffee blend I've decided to prepare, and I find myself quite surprised.
Indeed. It turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing. A sad, blue melody.
It looks like I'd better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's got to be something phoning in that photo.
For God's sake, you're like pointing it out so much. We want to be able to present it, but it's like needing the opportunity to do it.
I would say just present the photo, like on the last one, and then
Yeah,
I'm
and then
guessing I'm guessing that's
Be
gonna
like,
be
what's wrong with it?
I'm I'm just thinking which statement's the right one. I know. Just because the only reason I say is because like a photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness, and it's like but actually contradiction. Because we're not contending with.
I think that's got to be the one. I think that's got to be it. Because
No.
Okay.
No. I'm gonna try.
Can
the
we
other
present the paint stains then?
one. Hang on. Oh, let me just try this one. I don't think it is. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Nope.
So.
No.
Unless it's gonna be one of those where you have to like press all of the statements to then like trigger.
Maybe that's it.
But... Okay, let's press the rest anyway.
I say it's got to be one that you point out where the contradiction is in the photo.
Yeah.
I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point.
That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, and I never am.
You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent it the card after you began your security watch, right?
Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see. You truly are evil, aren't you?
Yes, evil is what I am.
Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this?
Hmm?
Detective Atmey was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona.
You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. So, this photograph is the proof, correct?
Indeed it is.
And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask.
That is why I am called Mask Star to Mask.
But conveniently, that also means there is no way to tell who this really is.
What do you mean? Huh. Are you saying this man is not, in fact, Luke Atmey? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Masked Star to Mask to create an alibi?
Oh ho! What an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice?
See, I don't think so. Do we want to...
Because who would do it?
Yeah, we don't have, like, anything. And it can't be Ron because he was at KB Security.
Gumshoe.
It was Desi.
I don't...
No, give it up. Yeah, because it wasn't. It was clearly he staged the photo 2 weeks beforehand.
Yeah.
If Luke Atmey was at KB Security during the murder, then the Mask Star to Mask in this picture has to be a fake.
Then there really was an accomplice.
But right now, I have no idea who it was.
I don't have any idea right now either.
Baseless objections are just what that guy wants. There's got to be another way. And I'm going to find it.
Okay, I'm gonna try this just one more time, just in case anything else. I just wondered if it would, you know, because we did the others, if it would change any. So, is Maya throwing in, like, did she throw in a red herring there?
Is it the box because it doesn't have the paint stains on it?
Well, there's the... there's that weird shape in the paint.
Oh.
Because...
No, like in the picture, right?
No, yeah, actually, you might be on something. Oh, we can't see the paint in the picture. But yes, the paint shows up as white, but there's no white on the box.
But...
So it couldn't have been the urn that he was stealing.
Go on, Sarah. What are you going to say?
No, it's just the fact of... Adrian dropped the box 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. But
So-
the paint was still there 2 weeks later.
No, I know, but the statue wasn't. The statue came the day of the of the heist.
The day of the theft.
Yeah.
So, like, that photo could have been 2 weeks prior to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a case of we've had nothing that's allowed us to kind of... Like, we know that, but it's kind of like there needs to be some kind of way to allow that to fall into place. You know what I mean? We've tried to present the statue, we've tried to present, like, the paint marks, but not the box.
We do the photo itself
Yep.
as well.
Like I say, unless we do that one because it's actually contradicting that it's... Oh.
No.
Curses! And I didn't save it again, did I? Well, okay, I'm gonna let this one go through, because in case us pressing everything has allowed anything to unlock. Because it might be one of those where you present it and it goes, oh, well you said a minute ago that this! Which one did we present it on? Was it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me try this one then. God dang it. Oh.
All right, let's go through the evidence again. Have we tried the statue
We did, yeah.
on the last one?
I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
I'm about to. Oh dear. Oops. Nope.
No.
That's what I mean. It's weird, right? Hang on. Is there something like? It's not like. It's not like on here, is it? Like head of security and no. Okay. I just wanted. It wasn't like one of those things of like. She said something. There's pink stains on it. I had more enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. I was still in the urn. About paint.
I don't suppose you present the paint-stained urn to that first one, then.
Well, I just did that one. That's the one that I
Did
just
you do
did.
the urn, or I thought you did something else?
Oh,
You
I did the
something
box.
else. Yeah.
Sorry, do you mean literally?
Like, literally the urn. No. Welcome to the part of Phoenix Wright where it's literally try everything with everything.
It's headache-inducing, that.
Alright, guys. Unfortunately, it looks like we're stumped for the time being, and we're out of time for today. So we're gonna have to come back to this next time. But, in the meantime, thank you so much for watching us. For watching us struggle with this.
Yeah.
For watching us literally
Tear
hopefully
our
we'll
hair
get
out.
what to do.
We'll put our heads together and figure out what's going on for next time.
Yeah.
And
Well-
absolutely
But until then-
will not look at a walkthrough. No way.
No, we're not gonna cheat. We don't quit. We're not quitters.
Nonsense. We're gonna go through the good old trial and error method. But until next time, remember to hit the like button and subscribe button if you enjoyed. Ring the bell icon to get notifications, and do the happy dance to make yourself feel happy.
Yeah.
Ruddy dance.
Bear, you're just grumpy. Anyway, we'll leave Pete to be grumpy, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, it's I would say it's been an honor and a privilege.
Take care, everyone.